The next iteration is going to be an assault on nationalism, which is strange that in a country like the United States, whose borders are open, who ends up supporting a war that's between Ukraine and Russia and on someone else's soil, why it is that nationalism is suddenly being linked to something wicked and globalism is a virtue. Because this is another front that the Christian preachers are attacking Christians on, who actually want to preserve their own national identity. What are your thoughts on that?
The term Christian nationalism was invented as a dog whistle by the left, by secular atheist scholars who hate us. They made up the term Christian nationalist in order to sound like white nationalists, because white nationalists rightly are outside the mainstream and universally despised. They remind us of police dogs attacking little black girls in the 60s. White nationalism is repugnant to us. They decided, and it was like a marketing gimmick, let's call it Christian nationalism. And people will hear Christian nationalism and they'll think of white nationalism and they'll get uncomfortable, and then it will be easy to manipulate them. The same thing was done with the term election denier. Nobody denies that an election happened in 2020. We are election security skeptics because we think it might have been stolen. Nobody calls Stacey Abrams an election denier, even though she's still literally in denial about not being governor of Georgia. Again, this is a buzzword, it's a dog whistle invented by people like the marketing professionals at the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's designed to accomplish several things. First of all, most importantly, it's designed to get old people in Florida scared and have them writing checks to stop the Nazis. And it's designed to frighten old people into parting with their money by inventing imaginary threats to freedom and to religious tolerance in America. Secondly, it's designed to intimidate wimpy Christians who are desperate to be liked by the world, who really want the New York Times and NPR and the Washington Post to review their next book and maybe talk about their podcast. They want to be invited to the nice parties in Foggy Bottom or Park Slope, Brooklyn. They want, most of all, to distinguish themselves from the tackier, less educated, somewhat embarrassing members of their own group. Evangelicals desperate that you don't think there's some snake handler who speaks in tongues and goes to NASCAR rallies. Catholics who are desperate for you to know that they went to Georgetown and they got a Jesuit education and they're pro-choice. They're not like those ignorant Poles who fought against communism. They're not like those crazy old ladies who pray the rosary outside of abortion clinics. No, we're enlightened, sophisticated Christians. We don't believe all that supernatural garbage.